Welcome to Big Brother NSFW. It's on because we're joined by maybe the most timely guest we've ever had. This could not be better with Dr. Will in the backyard, with Devon talking about the amazing black women who have played Big Brother in the past. We're joined by Monica from BB2. Monica, how are you doing?
I'm good, baby. How you doing?
Very good. I thought this was a strong episode. A little sad with the results yet again for this season, but it was a good night.
No, it was a good night. Really.
Yeah, it was an emotional night. I mean, I feel like I need to light a candle for Mama D. This is a huge loss. I mean, I think she was a breath of fresh air in the All Stars house. You know, we had someone wanting to play the game, which was fun. Someone with motives behind them, which was nice, and we're left with a bunch of complacent fucks that aren't thinking like that. with the exception of Memphis with his now 3 alliances and the Mandalorian candidate that is David.
Okay, don't start it on me. You're talking about the wise guys. I mean, the white guys or the wise guys? Oh, okay. Listen. Did I say the white guy? Sorry, wise guys.
I was debating on. All right, so I'm wearing my commission T-shirt, which is the worst selling T-shirt available at JonnyFairplay.com. So if you want to help my sales, please do. You'll be the only. I think there's 3 of us that own this shirt. Memphis's family doesn't even own this shirt. But I was debating making a wise guys shirt with Memphis and Enzo, and then you on the third you get to pick which one you put in the third spot.
Oh, you mean Snow White and the Huntsman? Oh, okay, that'll be good too.
All right, I'm gonna skip the wise guy shirt.
I think that's a good plan. Monica, what was your reaction to seeing Dr. Will in the backyard tonight?
Well, not for nothing. When I heard that it was going to be somebody everybody knew, I knew it had to be Will. It was obvious to me. I don't know about to other people, but I had a good inkling that it would be him, and I'm glad he's gone there. It's a good choice.
Wow. I think so too.
Because he's universal.
Yeah, he's like the one person that could maybe save this season. I think I said on one of the patron Q&As the other day, someone asked, what Big Brother player would you want to see play Survivor? And I said, Dr. Will can come on every season of every show, and it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm good with it. I'm
good with it too. Yes, it's going to be quite interesting. I don't know where they're going to go with it, but it's a good idea. They need to put some spice in their life over there at the Big Brother house, because right now it's not really no all-star game. That's all I'm just saying.
You were 1,000% correct there. Does Dr. Will shave his legs? Like, I mean, Dr. Will uses SPF 8,000. Like, this is a fact. I've seen it in person. We've hung out outdoors. He is very anti-sun. But I'm looking at him in that bathrobe, and I'm just like, I think Dr. Will is hairless. Is this a new thing, Monica? Can you confirm or deny?
I can't do either one. Did y'all just say that I was on Big Brother season 2?
Yes.
It's season 22. You think I'm gonna remember that much? Not hardly.
Well, in defense, like, I'm not a fan of body hair, although I have a beard that I've been growing since 2003, so like 17-year-old beard. I shave my arms and I shave my chest. So if Dr. Will does shave his legs, so be it.
I wonder if he uses the Manscaped, and if so, if he uses promo code Survivor.
He probably does.
Okay, he must. So, Monica, what are you thinking about this season? I mean, like this is season 22. You've had 20 seasons, 10 years to reflect upon this. Where are you at right now?
Well, I ain't gonna sit up here and I'm reflect on this all these years, but what I will say is that, okay, so I was very excited about the All Stars, but I knew it was going to be quite a different game, and I'm a little disappointed. Going in a pre-alliance was corny, real corny, to see a bunch of white men controlling the game. because that's what they're doing. Why are we watching that? And then when you have people who want to play, they get rid of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is with the pregame alliance. I don't care whether it be Survivor, Big Brother, whatever. Pregame alliances are horrible as a viewer because we're sitting there we're watching a game and we're starting with chapter 4 of the story.
You guys, 100%. No pregame alliances.
What else do you not like this season, Monica? Please tell us.
I don't like Memphis being a bully. Okay, Memphis is being a bully. I can understand that David is a new jack, and in the beginning he didn't know his elbow from his kneecap, but you don't have to treat him being that way. And I don't like what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
it's not cool. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all.
Yeah, not a good look.
That is not his child. That is not his child. He can't treat him like that's his child. It's a game, no matter what, whether he belongs there or not, if he knows how to play or not, he is there. He's a man. He shouldn't treat him like a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of David's gameplay, though, so far?
He ain't got no damn gameplay. What you talking about? No. Right now?
Is he the worst Big Brother player?
You know, I'm
ever?
for black folks, but no, we're not going to do that. He's not the worst. But listen.
I'm listening.
In the beginning, he was getting on my nerves, but he's trying. He's putting himself in a position where they're going to get rid of him when they don't need him. Right now, they're playing games with him.
He was so excited tonight.
But he's not the worst.
He was so excited tonight because someone finally told him something going on in the house. And I think this is the first time that's happened the entire time because he's just like, getting information's hard. And tonight I got information.
And of all people, it had to be Christmas who finally extends the olive branch and builds this relationship. Like, you've got to be kidding me.
I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw a Christmas tree. I could not I'll do that with her. She has issues too.
Don't stand in her driveway, Monica. When you do throw her.
Listen, let me tell you something. If I was on that show, she wouldn't have pointed her fingers and act the way she acted with Day and Bay, because I would have brought that up. She felt threatened. I do too. You might run over me with a car. Oops, I'm sorry. Did I say that? I'm sorry.
All right. So what do you...
Let's fight fire with fire.
What are you thinking about Dani in the house so far?
Now, I'm friends with Dani, and when I met her, we've been friends ever since. And her gameplay is kind of suspect. I don't know what she was thinking this time, but she tried to clean it up on the end. She tried to clean it up with Dave. Playing too many. She deck of cards, more than 52 cards in a deck. She trying more. She's gonna play her hand, and she's gonna go home soon.
Yeah, we got the.
I'm a little disappointed in her gameplay. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I think she relied on this alliance, this six person alliance for. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense for the six, but it doesn't make sense for a winner of. I was hoping that this alliance there would be a fracture or splinter sooner than now. I mean, does it make sense for those people? Yes, but at the same time, I just think as a viewer, it would have been more fun. And I think it's painfully obvious that Dani and Nicole are on the bottom end of the 6-person deal.
Oh yeah, they're getting ready to go bye-bye.
Yeah. So the big revelation tonight is next Thursday, we have a 2-hour episode and a triple eviction episode. 3 going home.
I'll be very interested to see how this.
I cannot wait, and well, baby, it's gonna be some shock folks up in that house next week because it might be the people you least think is gonna go home next week.
I really hope for a David HOH, just to see what happens. For anyone who doesn't watch Big Brother Canada, though, who may be listening and is wondering how a triple eviction works, in BB Can, what they do is there's the normal eviction, and then they go in like they would for a double eviction, and instead of putting 2 people up, the person nominates 3 people, and you vote to save one person out of the 3 rather than to evict. So okay. 2 of the 3 people they put up. So one person will get to send 2 people home, essentially.
They'll probably do that same concept.
I would imagine.
I mean, like as we've seen on other shows, adapting from other shows, BB US will probably be adapting from BB Canada.
Well, I love it. 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 I need for people to be a little bit more uncomfortable because they're sitting on their thrones and they need to get their ass off the thrones.
We could conceive Cody, Memphis, and Tyler walk out the door. That would be wild.
Are you talking about the wise guys?
And I would be okay with that.
You know, I would
too.
The
white guys? I mean the wise guys? I'm sorry, y'all.
Do I need to make a white guys t-shirt?
Oh, don't do that.
I don't see that selling any better.
No, not in this climate. I think you better just chuck that under the couch.
What about a vote out the white guys?
But
can I do a vote out the white guys? I think it's too much work.
That'd be nice. That's too much work. Listen, don't do anything because you have to wait when they have this triple eviction.
Okay. Yeah. This is not the time
but
to make
let me just say this. Right. So what I want to say to you is that, and before you ask me, when All Star started, I was rooting for old school. Anybody old school, that's who I was rooting for. Plus Davon. She was my at the party. And I'm still rooting for old school. And the only old school left that I'm voting that's in there is Kevin.
Yep.
Dani and Enzo. Hashtag Enzo.
Enzo is a lot of fun. I think we have some hope for a potential Enzo win with these like overlapping 3-person alliances he was building with Memphis, because I'm stunned all of these people actually seem genuinely happy to sit at the end with Enzo, and I think Enzo would smoke all of them in a jury vote.
Yeah. I think a bitter jury is
I agree.
Yeah. A bitter jury is giving that vote to Enzo over the assholes that put them there.
Exactly. Exactly. We're going to see the same thing that we've been seeing for years, or because I've been watching since my season, is that who you think is going to win is not going to win. They always come in second or third.
Mm-hmm.
So on the live feeds last night, Enzo and Memphis were in the hot tub talking about how what a cool guy I am.
They were? What were they saying, Fairplay?
I don't know. So, someone messaged me. They're like, did you see the live feeds last night? They were putting you over, brother. They love you. Enzo and Memphis in the hot tub. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about 2 grown white men in a hot tub talking about me.
Yeah, I can't support either one of them now. Geez.
Well, they obviously haven't heard the podcast where we say that Memphis is a fucking asshole every episode.
Hey, that's my good friend Memphis, who happens to be an asshole.
Well, listen, I was in that house, and you know, it gets very boring, and you got to talk about something. So they talked about you. I don't know why, but you know, it's all good.
Wow, Matt, in case you're wondering, it just gets really boring in that house. So, I mean, when you completely run out of shit to talk about, you talk about how cool Jonny Fairplay is. When nothing else is left on the table.
Oh, fuck.
Well, what else y'all got to ask me?
Well, I would love to ask you, Monica. So one of the big things that transpired this week that we didn't get to see on the show, and I'm stunned, I thought we were finally going to have them acknowledge it. There was a big instance of another wall yeller this week, to the point that the feeds were shut down for it seemed like days on end. And I guess the wall yeller yelled, and everyone heard the wall yeller, that Nicole was the one who voted out Ian, and David voted out Tyler. So they all know where those votes actually lie. And that did not really make it into the episode tonight. But I think it burned a lot of Nicole's relationships, it seemed, and I think played big time into this idea that Davon was putting out about this bitter jury and about taking some of those ideas into the jury with her. What do you think about the wall yellers and the game?
Well, let me just say this. I hate to say, back in the days, we had a lot of banner planes.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot. And we were very excited when we saw them. We was like, what's next? Because, you in there, you need some stimulation. But did it affect your game? It gave you something to think about. But the wall yeller, I can't recall that happening. We just had a lot of banner planes. But it can change your game, but you can't let nobody know that it had in a way. You don't know what to believe. But there's some truth to it.
Yeah. Yeah, your season had a Nicole being attacked by a banner plane, and now we've got a Nicole being attacked by a wall yeller.
Right, Nicole, and we had the HOH that I won, that we was on the waterbed, and we got the banner. Her husband was pissed. Her husband put that up there. Somebody put that up there to change the game. But like Tyler wanted to leave the game, they're not letting you leave the game. Nicole wanted to leave the game, and they wasn't going to allow that because she was very upset because she was newly married.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to go. She wanted to leave, and they wouldn't allow her to leave. Just like when I heard Tyler wanted to leave the game, it wasn't letting him leave the game. That's just not going to happen.
I like that you're held hostage. I like that concept in a reality show.
Well,
actually, Monica, I'd be interested in asking you. This came up on an episode we were doing earlier this season, where Cody lost his grandfather, I believe, and they were giving him some information. I think of you every year around September 11th because I was like 13 or something when your season aired, and that was such an impactful episode and a moment in a show, like one of the most, I think, poignant moments in reality television. What do you think about the way Big Brother handles like tragedies, personal and global, with the contestants locked in the house?
Okay, first of all, you have to remember that was just something that never happened in our world. But Big Brother handled it fine. I mean, what you saw when they told us in person, but I was able to be in contact. Okay. They let me, my sister, because I had one contact person. So it was my sister, and I just get to speak to her. I did get to speak to her. They handled it fine. They really did. I mean, what do you do in a situation like that in the world? You don't know what to do, but I thought they did what they had to do. And, there's no connections outside unless there was a emergency. And they always told us when we first started back then. And once the executive producer came on, we knew something happened, but we didn't know that. We were in a bubble. We knew something was weird, but we couldn't put our hands on it because we used to hear planes flying over and everything. Planes stopped flying over the house. Just things felt weird, but we didn't have any idea what it was. But they let me do what I had to do. I couldn't go home. There was no planes. I knew I wasn't going to win, but I stayed and just played the game. But they were very, very supportive and everything. They did a really good job. They handled it fine. They really did. So the same thing with his grandfather passing away. That's how it goes. And we knew that from the beginning when we signed the contracts and everything. We know that.
Yeah, that's great to hear that that's your perspective. I mean, going from house guests being in there during September 11th to now we've got this global pandemic and so much unrest and the election cycle and everything going on. It's kind of a wild time for them to be in the house cut off from the world. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, I don't, when I got something to say, I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to say anything if it's not nothing to say. That was fine. They handled it fine. But the people they chose, that's another story.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that. Who doesn't deserve to be there in your mind? You were famously robbed a deserved spot on All Stars 1, I think was it so Erica Landon could go in?
Exactly. See, that was never confirmed, but a sister smart. I knew something went down, and I knew I was going in. And then when they told me I wasn't, I was like, okay, that's all right. I get it. Y'all don't have to tell me what the real deal was. But yeah, I should have been on that All Star. I really should have. But they made up some stories. The truth comes out later on.
Do you think you would have hooked up with Mike Boogie if you had been on All Stars?
Well, listen, Mike and Will are still two of my good friends to this day. And had I gone on the All Stars, I don't know how it went down, but no matter how it's going to go down, they already figured who they wanted to win anyway. Excuse me, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Yeah, those are my guys. Those are my guys, Will, and whatever's going on in their lives. But Will, I keep in contact with. I keep in contact with Boogie. I keep in contact with everybody. I've spoken to everybody throughout the years on a regular basis. Is those two, and Cheryl. Keep in contact with her, and we all do a little for days and just see how everybody's doing. But no, I have not ever spoke to Nicole again.
Wow.
There you have it.
Okay, first of all, LaJuan should have been on All Stars. Danielle should have been on All Stars. Those two that I could think of offhand. I thought LaJuan should have been in. I love Kevin to death, but I think it should have been LaJuan.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
LaJuan should have been in place of Kevin.
Yeah.
And Danielle should have been in there. But they have
Danielle tested positive.
They have a 3 black rule.
No,
I know.
I think they wanted Danielle. I think they wanted Danielle on that. She tested positive for COVID.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So Josh Martinez had a false positive, and
I don't know exactly what the timeline is on Danielle testing positive for COVID. I think she tweeted that she declined the offer, and then that was confirmed by Allison Grodner, and then she got COVID after that, I believe.
Okay, but then Josh Martinez was false positive, and then what's her name was a false positive.
Casey Clark, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
okay.
So their goal was to up the ante from the three black person limit.
Yeah. They should have been half and half.
That's what Big Brother Canada's doing their next season, which is awesome. They're committed to a
what 50%
diversity.
50-50.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. I like that. I mean, for the All Stars, they could have did that. It would have been wonderful. And I know that a lot of people want to see, I think from 16, 17 on up, and they don't want to see a lot of old school. But I think that Janelle and Kazar got a raw deal.
Yeah.
They got a raw deal.
Well, if they do a legend season featuring more old school players and a shorter season, I think we'll see the season that Janelle and Kaser wanted to play be played.
Gotcha. I agree. I totally agree. But this All-Star, I just can't wait until next, when they get rid of the 3, but when the vultures come out, because they all on the same committee and everybody can't win. I can't wait to see when they pull out the knives, as Christmas said that she's scared they was gonna pull out a knife or something. I can't wait to see when the daggers come out.
I love you shitting on Christmas. It makes me so happy.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, because she got some stuff going on with her. But the good thing is that unfortunately that they all in a bubble and they don't know what's going on in the world. And if they think they're gonna come out smelling like roses, they got another thing coming, honey. How
I
about
think
that?
nearly all of them are in for a big wake-up call when they come out of the house.
I think Nicole F has the biggest wake-up call
Yes.
of all.
Nicole's fault.
Oh my,
It's Nicole's fault.
my God. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. That's intense. I hope she don't have a nervous breakdown.
She might. It's not going to go well. So
Yup.
in lieu of a nervous breakdown, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsors. We're going to take a quick. You're going to see and hear now. It's going to be about 3 minutes, and then we'll be right back. And we have more with Monica. She's got more to dish. She's going to tell us who's going home and who she don't like. This episode is brought to you by Fracture. Fracture turns your digital images into beautiful glass prints. That's right, they print your photos directly on glass, transforming your memories into handcrafted, frameless prints. Like this one. The one behind me, I have the Survivor NSFW logo with me, Matt, and Zach. Oh my God, it's the coolest thing. I'm so excited to have this in my life. Zach, tell us more about Fracture.
Yeah, Fracture helps you focus on the moments that matter most by turning your favorite memories into beautiful glass prints like that one. Fracture prints directly on really durable glass that has soft edges for safe handling. The prints come in multiple sizes and there's no frame required at all to mount it on the wall. And each print comes with a 100% happiness guarantee. That means if for any reason you don't love your print, Fracture is going to make it right. The glass prints also make unique gifts for your friends and family that they'll never forget. Johnny, can you tell them how they can save?
Yeah, but before I do, I received this huge box with my Fracture print in it. At the bottom, there's even a screw to go into the wall. These guys are ready for this. Like, it's no additional mounting. There's none of that. This thing is ready to rock and roll. And boom, Fracture prints look incredible. You really have to see it to believe it. Upload your photo at fractureme.com/survivor to print your photo on glass today. And we have a special deal, and here's what we got. Go to fractureme.com. That's fractureme.com/survivor. Enter promo code survivor, and you get 20% off your order.
That's fractureme.com/survivor with promo code survivor, and you save 20% off your Fracture glass print. We thank Fracture for sponsoring this episode of Survivor NSFW.
Let's talk about something we could all use more of right now. Sex. Great sex. Now look, I love sex, Zach. I don't know about you. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. And I don't like a little bit of sex. I like a whole lot of sex. And so, guys, now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue.
Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis.
Now, you can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
Not only that, Blue Chew's made in the USA. It's prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor or wait in line. It's even cheaper than a pharmacy, and they prepare and ship it right to you in a discreet package. No awkwardness, and you don't even have to leave the house.
Now, if you could benefit from more confidence where it counts, Blue Chew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. Guys, this isn't me reading ad copy here. This is Jonny Fairplay. When he knows action is about to go down, I grab the Blue Chew, I peel it open, chew it up, and I go, get ready, we're going to Pound Town. Someone is going over. Someone is winning a championship tonight. That's right. And that could be you, because right now we've got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code SURVIVOR. Just pay the $5 shipping. Again, that's BlueChew.com, BlueChew.com. Use promo code SURVIVOR to try it for free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper choice, and we thank them for sponsoring the podcast. And remember, when you support our sponsors, you help this podcast be possible. So please use our promo code SURVIVOR at BlueChew.com.
And we are back. All right. So we talked about maybe who doesn't deserve to be there. We talked about some shady gameplay. Monica, who are you thinking is playing a good game at this point?
Nobody. Nobody. Nobody's playing a good game. And because the committee, they're ruling the house and nobody's playing the game. They all feel like internally that they're playing a great game, but they don't realize they look like a bunch of damn fools. But just know, let the record show that Cody is not winning the game. Capiche?
What makes you say Cody can't win in particular?
Oh, come on now. We've seen this play out a million times already. And he's sitting back, being the king of the castle, making the moves. Nobody's paying him any attention. But when push comes to shove, when they all have to start stabbing each other in the front, not the back, it's all going to come out. And poor Enzo. Enzo is not even part of one of the alliances. He has no idea. And if he ever finds out, it's going to be on and popping.
Well, I think Cody is shown in like little glimpses that he's a little smarter than I think a lot of us are giving him credit for going into the house. However, it's not being displayed gameplay wise. Like it's just his knowledge of the game. It is higher than you would imagine. So, but
I agree.
Zingbot gave him an IQ of 10. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Zingbot helped him. I think that was very complimentary of Zingbot to downplay how smart we've gotten glimpses that he really is. Whether that whether that comes through in gameplay or not is yet to be determined. I think the answer is no. Memphis, we haven't seen. We saw the first week, and then again this past week. Otherwise, we haven't seen Memphis do anything with the exception of Julie reminding whoever's voted out each and every week, it was Memphis behind it all. So do we think Memphis is this criminal mastermind behind everything? Don't get the credit for this?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. We got to get past next week. And then the whole story it'll just show its whole hand. But right now, it's really boring. It could be anybody game at this point. Yeah. But you're right about Cody. You're right about Cody. He is sitting back and he's letting everybody do the dirty work. It reminds me of another season that he was on with somebody else, but I'll just say that. But, I didn't say that. But right now, I don't know who's going to win. I really, really don't. I really, really don't. If David, David, I don't know what's going to happen with David. Right now, he's in a good position.
He is. Being an island to yourself is not a bad spot. I mean, like we see on Survivor, those people, like you have the one alliance here, the one alliance here, and you have that lone wolf for hire that finds themselves, they can either jump from alliance to alliance, jump to whichever one they want, and that person can find themselves in a final three scenario.
And I think a lot.
Sounds familiar.
They have David in the game. Like I think Tyler thinks he has David. Christmas thinks she has David. Kevin thinks he can work with David. Like I think he has a lot of room to maneuver in the house.
Yeah. Memphis has no respect for David and therefore would potentially drag David.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But getting back to what you said, it reminds me of it was a long time ago, and I know people still have respect for two. But I always say this to people. If it wasn't for 2, it wouldn't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
That's true.
And when I played, I wasn't in no alliance. I was by myself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's a scary place when you by yourself. But you got to be smart. But it's hard to be smart by yourself.
Yeah, Monica, you were known too for playing, I think, one of the most underrated social games of all time. And we're talking about what qualities make some of these people potential winners. Do you think that someone like Memphis, who has a horrific social game, but is playing a really strong strategic game, maybe making all these alliances, doing all the maneuvering, do you think this All-Star season could vote for someone like that? Or is this going to be more of a social vote in your mind?
I think it's going to be some bitter It's going to be some bitter Bettys in the jury.
Yeah.
And I think that it depends if he goes far, and depends on who he's up against. We will only know when it's the final 3. It all depends on a lot of those 3 people. It depends on if they go by how he played the game, he may win. Mm-hmm. If he's close, but if not, if it's I would hope he wouldn't win, but it's a possibility. But let's see what's happening next week with those 3 people going home.
Yeah, I think this cast is at such an interesting spot because there are some people who are I'll say there are a couple people who are likable, but they're not playing a good game. And there are some people who I think are playing a fairly decent game strategically, but they're intensely unlikable. And I don't know where this jury's going to go on that.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You're absolutely right. It's too. I mean, I know it's 9 people left, and I want to say it's still too early, but we shall see. Like, it depends on who wins HOH on Thursday.
Yeah. We have a comment from one of the viewers. Low Res Wonderbread says Monica should have been on this season and the last All Stars.
Oh, thank you so much. I know a lot of people, a lot of fans told me, you should have been on, but I knew I wouldn't be asked to come back. They want to see people they want to see the new Jacks. They don't want to see the old Jacks. You heard how Tyler and all of them talk about old school. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wasn't surprised that I wasn't asked this time. I mean, that was too far back. And these new fans that they have, they want to see, the new people. They want to see the Tylers and those kind of folks in the game. You know what I mean?
So. I think if you look at social media, most fans would want a higher representation of old school players. That's been the case for Survivor and going forward. Going over to Big Brother as well. And I personally feel in casting that they chose the casting of Janelle and Nicole F to do that big sister, little sister dynamic of, on paper, 2 similar players, it's just like, hey, we have little sister Nicole who looks up to a player like Janelle, let's show that dynamic. Whereas if I'm casting, I tell that same story with you and Mama D.
I got you. I didn't think of it that way. That's a good point.
That'd be a great storyline. I do think, though, that Twitter is like the super fans. And I think there's such a large contingent of viewers that like
more casual
engage with anything outside of watching the show, to the point that watch Nicole in the live feed scripting how she's going to behave in the DR to trick these people to like go hawk her products or whatever. There's a lot of people who have no idea about the super fan base, but everyone I talked to, would have loved to have had Monica back, would love like a shorter old school legend season. I think that would be amazing.
Baby, let me tell you something. 20 years ago and where I'm at now, honey, it would be on and popping in that bad boy, honey. I wouldn't have let them say nothing to me. I would have told them, just like Davon had a nice speech, and I was very proud of her. And But playing the game, I would have told them, if y'all want to get rid of me, go ahead. But y'all ain't going to sleep. Y'all ain't going to eat, because it's going to be on every time I get out the bed, because I'm not going to let them get away with I wouldn't let them get away with anything. I would let Miss Christmas have it.
Oh, I would have paid money to see that.
I wish someone would. Yeah.
All right.
But the thing is, and I understand how Davon played, is because when Black women are on any reality show, and especially we talk about Big Brother, as soon as we say some stuff, then people get, all flaklunked and all out of character. But they can say those things, but we can't. And then we are lumped into a category. Oh, they're so hostile, and they're this and they're that. And so we have to play a whole nother game. So I understood what Davon was talking about. Yeah, there's not a brown person that won Big Brother, and they're not going to win Big Brother, because as long as it's 3 to 15, it's not going to happen.
Well, I think the general consensus, and I would go even so far as the overwhelming majority, when the confrontation between Davon and Christmas took place, and Davon is upset afterwards because she's just like, I gave them exactly what they wanted. They this is what they were looking for. I'm the bad guy here because I'm a Black woman, and I think the overwhelming masses sided with Davon and said, no, you were fine. Christmas looked like ass here. So I don't think you had to look through a Black woman's lens to see that. I think 2020, not subtract COVID and all that, but me personally, I would like to think in the world of reality TV this year and moving forward, that yes, we can have more representation by the minorities. However, I don't think that the people that they're casting, that by and large are good people, are gonna play. I would like to think are not gonna play, or will not play the game through a single colored lens. I mean, I know that if I'm out there on another season of Survivor, I got 2 white people that I'm coming for harder and faster than any 2 players that have ever played Survivor of all time. And I can name 2 Black people that will be my closest allies over top of any white people that would possibly be playing there. And I'm a fucking bad guy.
Right.
So if you got someone like me saying that.
That's another thing I was surprised with this being All Stars. You'd think that these people had a lot of outside of the house relationships, that it wouldn't fall back to that.
Yeah.
I hear you. But I think that it's a reality show, and people really show who they really are on these shows. They really, really do. So you can't tell me, oh, it's just a game. It's not personal. It's just a game. Yes, some of it is personal. They may not realize it, but some of the things that they say and do, like Memphis, you gonna tell me that's gameplay, what he's doing with David?
I think he has a bad habit of talking down to people, and I don't think it's necessarily just to young Black men. I think he has a condescending tone with many people, unless he considers you to be on equal footing through whatever barometer he's using to make that call.
Oh, okay. So David, I mean, not for nothing, they put him on the All-Stars.
They should not have.
And I think if they was going to bring him back, it shouldn't have been for the All-Stars.
Correct.
He deserved to be. He deserves to be there. But if they was going to choose a Black man to go on the All-Stars, they had a few that they could have chose from, and bring David back another season.
I think, David, like, if you're doing a second chance, if you're doing a Big Brother alumni, I mean, I can give you 8 or first boots. I mean, like there's 8 different seasons I could cast David on. He's a good looking guy. You know, he got a raw deal. I understand all that, but throwing him, like, I think a lot of players were insulted that he was given the title of All-Star.
I believe so too. But you know what? When you go to your job and you've been there 20 years and that new person comes in and get the position that you was vying for years, get over it.
I mean, you know,
also, what did Memphis do? Dan did all the work. Like, let's be real. Like, him and Cody got the easiest deals in the history of Big Brother. Like, attach yourself to an icon and just sit along for the ride. I guess Mike got a better deal in All Stars when he just attached himself to Will, and then Will gave him the win.
Yeah, but for the record, it did David no favors when he is asking his fellow house guests how the POV works. That's not good.
I was hoping, and I'm still hoping, that's part of his gameplay, and he didn't really mean that.
Well, he's very convincing. he's extremely convincing. And for the record, I would imagine, and I would be shocked, other than, you know, the committee's immediate family, I can't imagine anyone watching this season that is not rooting for David to win an HOH.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I think I've said it every Thursday night for the last 7 weeks. David HOH, let's get it.
David HOH, come on.
I want him to win a HOH so bad I could taste it.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what he's gonna. I want to see what he's gonna do, and if they think he's the punk that they think he is. Because I don't think he's naive and he did some crazy stuff, but the only way that he can get some more points with me if he went HOH and see what he does.
Do you think he would nominate himself? I'm just want to make sure. I hope he doesn't. I hope he wins.
What I just what you said earlier when he said to Christmas, like he couldn't believe that somebody was talking, giving him information. I'm like, boy, do you understand what she getting ready to do for you and get ready to tell you? She getting ready to sucker you in and you're going to fall for the okie doke. And
he is the Mandalorian candidate. I mean, like no one's given him information this entire game. And one person finally does day 52 or whatever. And he's sitting there, and he's basically like, what would you like me to do next? And I'm like, oh, this guy finally gets information and is just attached the puppet strings.
Yeah, and the thing about Big Brother and Survivor and all those shows, when it's all over, and if you can take it and watch what you did, wow, oh wow, oh wow. It's not a good feeling when you look back and you see how you look. You can't blame it on editing because that's what you did.
Well, the edit has been very kind for some people. I can't imagine anyone on this season going back watching this season and being happy. No one.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's going to be happy.
So, but some people should be happier than others with what they didn't show.
See, the thing is, I don't do the feeds. I just watch the show. I read some of the blogs and stuff to see what's going on. And they don't show half of the good stuff that is on the feeds. They don't add it on the show.
No. I mean, they didn't show Enzo and Memphis talking about me in the hot tub. I mean, I was hoping for a 15-minute segment.
Wow.
I can't even find it on YouTube.
Really?
Not yet. It was just last night. I'm sure someone's doing an original score. I mean, come on.
We'll find it. We'll put it on the next podcast for people to check out.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Let me ask you all a question. What do y'all think about Will coming in the house?
I'm sorry. I mean, I love Dr. Will. So I mean, like in the history, like people talk about, the great duos in the history of Survivor. You have Wendell and Dominic, me and Burton.
Yes.
You have
Yeah.
Yowman and Earl. I mean, there's been so many,
Yeah.
1-2 punches of just really amazing duos in the history of Survivor. And I've and
Yes. Yes.
I love Survivor, and I put Survivor on my personal preference list higher than Big Brother. However, I have said this to anyone that'll listen. I put Chilltown as the greatest duo in the history of reality television. I don't care what show it is.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Not because those my guys and that was my season, but you're 100% absolutely correct. And I have to agree. And that's not because that was my show. I agree. It really was. It really, really was. That was great TV.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. In the history of reality television, any competition reality show, like on Survivor, we have what are called the confessionals, the on-the-fly interviews, where they take you to do the solo interview by yourself, talking about your gameplay. On Big Brother, they're called the diary room portions of the show. Also just
Right.
just like the confessional on the island, it's in the diary room. It's a one-person deal. Mike Boogie and Dr. Will did 2-person diary room confessionals. Unprecedented.
Yes.
Unprecedented. Like, who goes into a confessional with another person? I mean, like, the showing of that bond between those two people has never been illustrated stronger in the history of reality TV than two people doing a confessional together.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
I'm sure next we'll be getting the commission doing joint diary rooms, right?
Or the white guy, wise guys.
Yeah, the white guys.
Listen, I thought about that when they said the wise guys. I was like, dudes, really? So I started thinking about movies with white in it and guys, and I said, oh, white guys, not the wise guys. And they brought Christmas tree in, and then I thought, what can I think of them? And then I thought of, Snow White and the Huntsman, and I was trying to think of movies and shit. But yeah, I like the wise man. I mean, white men. Yeah, alliance. It's better than, the committee. Listen, y'all. Let's keep it real. If you have a majority of white folks and there's a bunch of how many girls left? Three, yeah. Right? And six guys, yes. Right? Come on, honey. They're gonna pluck them like a leaf off a tree, honey. And it's the fall too. They're white guys. I mean, the wise guys. My bad.
No, Monica, back to your question. That's why I'm hoping with bringing Will in like this with the triple, I'm hoping they actually shake something up. I was so excited to see Dr. Will, not only because I think he's the most fun house guest we've ever had. I also was excited to see him because this is actually a twist. Not like those 3 bullshit powers they threw out that did nothing. This is actually a twist that might change things up. A triple eviction's huge, and then the option to compete or get prizes. Those are my favorite competitions, so I can't wait to see what happens.
And I want big prizes.
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't raise the ante on the for the winner. I mean, you would have thought it would have been for $1 million instead of 500,000. So they're only competing for 500,000 to win the game. They each got 40 or 45,000 to enter the house. So there's that, and then now they've all made the jury. That's another 40,000 or 20,000. So they're sitting on a nice, okay pad of money. If rumor and innuendo is correct, and they're potentially conspiring to split as part of a pregame alliance, that brings it down even lower. If these prizes are substantial enough, we could potentially see a big shift in the game, because it's like, all right, I'm already guaranteed this. Why not take this prize for this, $100,000 deal or $50,000 deal or $30,000 deal? I think this could be potential game changers in our final pecking order of where everyone's at, because it's just like, I already have this. This is the right move for me. Like, you know, if I'm Dani or Nicole, I'm strongly considering, if it's a huge prize on the table, taking that and being a victim of the triple eviction.
Exactly. I agree 100% because it's only one person can win.
Well, not if there's a pre-conspiracy to share.
Oh my
uncorroborated
Lordy.
rumor.
Uncorroborated. Portia Briggs.
Oh, okay. All right. But listen, if you know you don't have a chance to win, and you broke it down perfectly. It's like, you know what? Let me get this money because, baby, things is rough out here in this world. I might need to do this. You never know.
I'm just saying, if there's a $40,000 prize sitting on the table, that's $100,000, and guaranteed $100,000 seems a lot better than, you know, not the 500.
And go exactly. I'm taking the money and say la vie, adios amigo, ciao, baby.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's the move, and I would really like to see it shake up this game. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, you know, they brought in Dr. Will to be a guest, you know, guest participant on this final leg of the show. You know, Dr. Will's been watching the show. You know, Dr. Will has not been enjoying the show.
Exactly.
So I would not be shocked if you know, if production's just like, Dr. Will, how would you shake this up? And, you know, and Dr. Will, hearing the rumor and innuendo, is just like, I know what I would do. I'd throw some fat fucking prizes on the fucking table that's going to fuck shit up. And he
that's right. You sound just exactly what he was saying.
And he even told them, take the fucking prizes. He basically did he winked. He came out there and winked and said, take the fucking prizes. You know what the fuck's up.
He asked around and found out exactly what Memphis and Cody have always been dreaming for, and that's what the prize is. Can't wait.
But listen, did y'all notice people's faces when they saw Will? Did they look excited at all or shocked?
I don't think they were. Well, I think it was twofold. I think some people were scared that it wasn't the return of evicted house guests. So I think that was half of it, and I think the other half. Well, I think it's thirds. I think 1/3 was happy that it wasn't previous guests. I think it was 1/3 that was excited to see Dr. Will, and I think it was 1/3 that was not excited to see Dr. Will. Like
I agree. Okay,
I saw a look of fear on Memphis's face, like, wow, I wonder what that motherfucker's going to say, and how is this going to fuck up my game?
Yeah,
exactly.
Too.
Who else?
Tyler.
Yes,
Tyler. Yeah.
Although he's sort of
Dr. Will not being a fan of Tyler. Yeah.
I had a feeling about Tyler from the, he was one of my +2 at the party, besides, Davon from, they new school, and I was going for my old school. But then he changed my mind. My mind has changed about him.
So where are you at now?
My mind, because I was like, okay, well, Kesar and Janelle are gone. So I got Enzo, old school. That's the only one I was rooting for, Enzo, because I didn't think Kevin's going to stay that long. So I said, okay, if Enzo doesn't win, because I knew Day was going home. I knew she didn't have a shot, unfortunately, and I don't even like to say that, but that's real life. That's real life, and people don't like to hear it. They always say, "Oh, you guys always got to bring race in it." I'm not bringing race. That's real talk. So I had Enzo and Tyler.
Okay, but you've rescinded that. You rescinded that Tyler one.
Yeah, a little bit, unless he can change my mind this week. But I like what he did with Memphis. He did what he wanted to do, and that he got back in my good graces when he did that. He didn't punk out.
He did not. He was steadfast. He was just like, yeah, I know what you're thinking, and you didn't have this discussion with anyone in your quote unquote alliance. So here's what I'm thinking, and I'm going to spring this on you last minute, just like you sprung your shit on me last minute.
And that's how he got back in my good graces a little bit when he did that. That's what I'm talking about, playing the game. Don't let nobody tell you what to do. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, and Tyler did it slick enough that even Memphis was in the DR saying, like, yeah, that's a good move. Like, this is what we needed to do this time around. So, that's a good move by Tyler.
And I can see him taking credit for that good move.
Yeah, he took credit for that. Lord, well, we got to do that now because it makes sense. Because okay, because he was gun ho with getting backdooring David.
I was upset that Davon has had the worst read of the entire house this entire game. I mean, like from second one till second end, I just really feel Davon's had a bad read, and I really felt bad in that, you know, like Memphis did want David to go. The whole plan was the 2 pawns backdoor David. That was it. And then when Tyler doesn't use the POV, she's like, I knew Memphis was lying, and it was just like he wasn't. Like that's like, you know, like I understand you're mad, and I would be mad too, but. You know, how about be mad at the guy that didn't use the POV? Like, you know, Tyler wasn't the HOH.
Yeah, it's another bad look for Memphis, though, as someone heading into the jury pissed off at him.
Yeah. But that just goes along with Davon's bad reads for the entire season, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you play Survivor and you know how it goes. And like I tell people, certain things I can say about the game because I played it and I get it. And sometimes, like she said, it was just crazy in there. And me on the outside looking at it, it's like, wow, you can really mess yourself up. Like Nicole lied to her face and said she voted for Tyler, and she just didn't believe David.
Yeah.
Because of their past history. See? Because of the little things that they had a couple of weeks ago. So she was feeling a certain kind of way because, you know, she's trying to look out for the boy and he acting crazy, but but it is what it is. It's like they say, it's nothing personal. It's a game, and I can't stand that line because it's a crock of bullshit because it is personal. It's not always game. Stop playing.
How many times an episode do you scream at the television, Monica?
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you something. When Johnny said, did I want to be on the podcast? I love doing these things because it's just fun. But I hadn't watched yesterday's show because I was so pissed off at how stupid everybody was acting. So instead of me hollering at the TV, I don't watch the show for that episode because I can't take it. My nerves be too bad. I can't take it. I want to go through the TV and choke a bitch. You understand?
Well, there we That's what I was hoping for.
That's good on the soundboard.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh my God. I mean, listen, I keep it 100. And what you see is what you get. And I don't understand how people fall for the okie doke. I never felt for the okie doke.
No.
I mean, I'll tell y'all this. This is the first time last week I watched my season in 15 years.
Oh,
wow. And I was very proud of myself. But that was a very hard game to play. Because you don't know who to trust, who not to trust. But I always went with my gut. And I look back and I was very smart. I was very smart. When people started crying and acting all, I was like, oh, child, please. Get out of here with that. Ain't nobody trying to pay. You know, Will, I have much respect for Will. But from day one, I knew who he was. And nobody else knew who he was. And that's unfortunate.
And
but I enjoyed my season.
And we've heard Davon throughout the season. She was like, my gut told me the opposite, but I did this. My gut told, and I'm just like, girl, your gut is all you got.
And that's all you have in there is your gut.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. Like, I mean, like, how many times this season did we hear her say, my gut's telling me this? And she did the exact opposite every time.
I think she tried to overcorrect from her past mistakes. You know, she went and had a lot of success on the challenge, and I think that she maybe was trying to overcorrect some of her Big Brother mistakes of the past instead of just letting herself play.
Yes, and that's what happened. She didn't want to. That's what I thought, that she tried to not. She didn't want to talk too much, and she wanted to keep her mouth closed and sit back and watch. But those buttons got pressed, and she said, "Well, I got to give them to Davon. They want to, want to see." Yes, and I think when she went against her gut, I was in here going, "Girl, come on, you." Ah! It was driving me crazy because I knew she had to. She knew, but she went against. You never go against your gut. You really don't. Your instincts will never lead you wrong. They will not.
Well, if I win my next season of Survivor, I'm going to thank Davon, because whatever my gut's telling me, I'm going to say, this might fuck up my game, but I'm going with my gut. I'd rather fuck up my game than go home not going with my gut.
But I mean, y'all know, being a Survivor, y'all played the game, you understand, but you can't go against your gut. You got to go with your gut feeling. In real life, outside of that, outside in your life, you don't go against your gut.
I mean, and she.
Why would you go?
She's such a savvy person. I just don't. I mean, like, as I said, she's telling us the future. She's like, my gut's telling me to do the opposite. It's just like, your gut's right. Like, what?
That's the time when I yell at the TV when they do that kind of stuff. When they go against their gut feeling. Like, if the dog is in the alley, it's in the alley. Ain't nobody. Please, let me tell you something. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I sit here and I go, I wish I was on this season. Oh my God, I wish I was on this season.
Oh, so do we. So do we.
Lord. Oh my goodness gracious, because listen, please. That's all I got to say about that. I know it's 20 years later. I would have to go to the gym every day so my body could look like a Christmas tree in order for me to go back.
Well, you got to get some bad tattoos for that.
No, I ain't got no tattoos, but her body is tight and she's in shape, and I am not mad at her. But honey, if I had to go back on it, I would have to get it together. You know what I mean? Because y'all know my season. I wasn't good at competitions. I won it when it was necessary. You know what I mean? It's some beasts in there now. Everybody think they're special. Ain't nobody special in that house right now, and they're not all stars, and they need to take that title away from them.
All right. So if you have to give us a winner pick right now, subtract emotion, who do you think's winning this game?
Okay, no. Okay, I'll pick with my head and not with my heart. Is that what you're trying to ask me to do?
Go with your gut.
Well, my gut. Oh, damn. Okay, my gut tells me nothing, because ain't nobody playing to win. But I'll say Enzo or Cody.
Okay.
I got to give you two. I can't give you one.
Like Enzo or Cody. Cody available on the commission t-shirt at JohnnyFairplay.com. Don't forget, with every t-shirt purchase, you get a phone call from me, Jonny Fairplay, thanking you for your purchase.
All right. Yeah, okay. Put the white guy, and that'll be the bomb.
Also, real quick, Monica, where can we find you on social media if we're looking for you?
I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook.
Okay. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is Monya, Monya period 622.
There you go.
Hey Johnny, I follow you and I comment you on your children, your daughter, and when she goes.
I appreciate it.
And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. And I enjoyed this time with you. And I love these podcasts, because y'all know I'm going to tell it like a T.I. is. I know that's why y'all got me up on here, because I'm going to tell
Absolutely.
it. And shame the devil.
Absolutely. Love it.
We needed it tonight. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all for having me. And I will talk to y'all very, very soon.
Thank
okay?
you.
You're welcome.
So, Thank you, Monica. That was incredible. Don't forget to the best ways to support the podcast is to go to Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever. Subscribe to Survivor NSFW. But the super best way to support the podcast is to become a patron. Go to adfreeNSFW.com. I have a contest right now. I'm giving this away at the beginning of next week. This is the mouth guard that was made for Micronesia Fans versus Favorites. If only I'd put this mouth guard in right before Yowman shoved my head into the side of the boat, and maybe we'd be telling a different story right now. I had 3 of these that I had in my game bag that we did not get our game bag until we actually hit the island. So it was not possible for me to have it. Could have had it in my pocket, but I did not. So I am giving away a piece of Survivor history. Become a patron now. You're added. Once you become a patron, you're added to the secret Facebook group. It's a bunch of great people there, and it's very simple. You pick a number between 1 and 200. The closest to the number gets this. So become a patron right now at adfreeNSFW.com. We're about to celebrate our 3-year anniversary of the Survivor NSFW podcast. As a result, I'm going to be giving away really cool stuff each and every week. If you've ever thought about becoming a patron, now is the time. Lots of fun stuff I'll be giving away for the next 5 weeks. So become a patron now at adfreeNSFW.com.
Man, someone's going to make a mold of your jaw. That's going to
probably going to get framed for something.
Awesome. Well, this was an awesome episode. Monica crushed it. We had a little bit of tech issues, but I had a blast. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Summer's here. It's crazy hot outside. We all know that you should drink more water. And by the time you feel thirsty, it's too late. You're already dehydrated. You can't focus and you feel tired.
Drinking enough water is critical for a healthy lifestyle. It increases your brain power and boosts your productivity. It prevents headaches and increases your total focus. Not only that, it improves your skin and mood. It helps your digestion and it gives you energy. It prevents bad breath and can even help you lose weight.
Holy moly, this is the dating cure of if I've ever heard of one. But how much water should you drink each day? 10 cups, a gallon? The good news is it doesn't have to be that complicated. And that's why I start my day with Hydrant, because Hydrant helps you hydrate faster.
What is Hydrant? Well, they've created a refreshing electrolyte powder that you mix directly into water to more efficiently and effectively hydrate your body. It hydrates you quickly and keeps you going for longer.
Each rapid hydration mix has the 4 essential electrolytes your body needs: sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc, and it packs a punch to help your body hydrate fast and stay hydrated.
And if you're looking for that extra boost of energy, there's also Hydrant Plus Caffeine, which contains 100 milligrams of caffeine, all from green tea.
And Hydrant is backed by research. The formula was developed by an Oxford scientist. It's also loved by pro athletes like yourself, Jonny Fairplay. Oh yeah, did I mention first place in the men's masters in my last 10K? That's right, thanks to Hydrant. Top performers, celebrities, and thousands of 5-star reviews.
It's made with real fruit juice powder. It's delicious and refreshing and comes in a wide variety of flavors, including new summer-friendly iced tea lemonade and fruit punch.
I'm loving the fruit punch, but I go back to the blood orange. That's my favorite. And winning a 10K thanks to Hydrant is all the proof I need.
Not only that, though, it's also backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't love it, send it back for a full refund.
You really need to try it for yourself to see what I'm talking about. It tastes incredible and it works.
Hydrant starts at just $1 a packet for a 30-day supply, and you can save even more with a monthly subscription. But Jonny, tell them what kind of special offers we've got for them.
We got a special deal for our listeners right now. Save 25% off your first order. Huge, 25%. Go to drinkhydrant.com/survivor and enter our promo code survivor at checkout.
That's drinkhydrant.com/survivor and enter promo code survivor for 25% off your first order.
drinkhydrant.com/survivor, enter promo code survivor to save 25%, and we thank them for sponsoring the Survivor NSFW podcast.
It's Nicole's fault.